Okay, so as we get started here, I want to introduce our presenter for today. So we are very excited to welcome Professor Jose David Cuartas. He is the director and founder of the Hypermedia Laboratory, or Hitec Lab, at the Fundación Universitaria Los Libertadores. He is a visual designer and a PhD in design and creation from the Universidad de Caldas. He is a promoter of the use and development of free software for environments like art, design, and entertainment. His research work focuses on exploring strategies to promote hacker and maker cultures in the university academic context, seeking that inexperienced people would discover the creative opportunities that exist when they learn to program. So please give a warm welcome to David.
Hi everyone. Thank you very much to come. I will start sharing my my screen. So before I start, I would like to invite you to go to this website. Actually, I will share this in the chat. In that way, you can. Oops. So if you didn't download the software that we will be talking today, so I will make a brief introduction. So this will give you time to go to these websites and download the software. Also there you will have the option to download the books with like the first steps to use this software. Just a small disclaimer, meta processing and meta JavaScript are experimental tools under construction. So please contact us if you bug, and we will really appreciate if you can help us to find them. This will be the topics that we will speak today. First, we will make a short introduction, and then we will check how to install, how the interface works, and we will start with experiments. So we will draw, do a few animations, explore a few multimedia instructions, and then we will check how to play with Arduinos or ESP boards. So for the introduction, I would like to start saying that you don't need to learn to program just to be an engineer, as well as you don't need to learn to write just to be a poet. Today's great dilemma is program or be programmed. So we stopped, since few years, we stopped to being users to become the product. And we are delegating to others the responsibility to inventing our future. So we became passive consumers of technologies to create. So people can't do nothing if they don't have the Adobe Suite or Maya or Unity. So one way of emancipation is through creative coding. So when I say creative coding, I refer to experiment and create programs with artistic or recreational purpose. I would like to remember this phrase that the Finnish artist Erkki Kurinemi once said: "Technology won't take control as long man can misuse it." So it's very important to misuse technology. When we talk about programming language, there are two main types of interfaces for programming. One based on text and another based on blocks. There are many others, but these are like the main types. So in the programming based on text, which is used by the majority of programming languages, each instruction must be written, and For this reason, there are many errors of typing. And there is a situation is that almost all languages use English language instructions. Maybe for few of you, this is not important, but for people like me that English is not my main language, uh, it's sometimes difficult to learn to code. So in this way, it's necessary to know from memory the name of each instruction and its respective parameters when we are coding based on text. For other hand, when we talk about programming based on blocks, we don't have to write the instructions, so there are less errors of typing. And these kind of environments are focused on beginners, but they are not used to create complex programs. The good thing is they work in multiple languages. So for instance, Scratch offer more than 20 different languages. So it's nice for people like me that we don't speak English so well, so we can code in Spanish or whatever. Meta processing then, that is this project that we developed in the Hypermedia lab, is an interface that mixes the paradigm of textual programming and the programming with blocks. So you just have to type the values necessary for each instruction. So meta processing is this experimental prototype of programming environment to generate creative code, and it was designed especially for artists, designers, and beginners. It's based on processing language and it's free software. It works in Windows, Linux, and Mac, and you can write code in 14 languages. So it can be French, Hindi, Japanese, Italian, Chinese, Portuguese, a few other languages from India, Korean, Russian, German. Uh, and meta processing lets you generate desktop applications and also offer you this option to control Arduino and ESP boards, like to have communication with them. For other hand, meta JavaScript is a fork from meta processing, and as its name says, is focused in the development of interactive web pages using JavaScript language, also work in Windows, Linux, and Mac, and you can create the code also in 14 different languages. And the plus thing of meta JavaScript is that let you run the code also in your mobile device. So you just have to scan a QR code that the interface lets you to generate this QR code, or you type the URL of the application, and then you will run the sketch in your phone. You just need to have the computer and your phone connected to the same router. Now I would like to check few differences coding with some languages. So meta processing is based on processing, so that's why I will compare processing with Java. Processing was very nice when it was created in 2001 in the MIT Media Lab, because if you just want to draw a line, you just need these 3 lines of code, and in the left you can see all the lines of code that you need in Java to have the same result. Even in Python, you need to make so many lines to have the same result. So processing was amazing for artists and designers because let you sketch your ideas very fast. But if we compare meta processing with processing, then you will see that, for instance, if you want to make a project with sound, you need 23 lines. With meta processing, only 1. The same with video, And if you want to work with Arduino, you will need all these lines, and with meta processing only one line. I am hearing someone? No? Okay, great. Okay, so there are other things that I want to share with you. Is that in processing you can use Java code, so you can use processing language or Java code in processing environment. And in meta processing, you can use processing code, Java code, and meta processing code. So it's like let you a lot of options. When something is not created in meta processing, you can use code in processing or in Java. In the same way, for meta JavaScript, you can use JavaScript to increase like the options for your program. To start to code, is really important to learn how are the screen coordinated. In high school, we learn to work with the Cartesian coordinate system. So normally we use the quadrant 1, that the x values increase. Sorry, this thing is. Okay. So the numbers increase in the x axis from left to right, and the values increase from 1 to 9 from bottom to top in the y axis. But in coding, we have to use the y-axis inverted. So the values will increase going down. So the idea is that the origin point is the top corner in the left. So if you want to to place something in the screen, for instance, in the position 400x and 200y, so you will have to move down, not moving up as you used to do it in the regular Cartesian system. Okay, now I would like to give you a few clues about the installation of meta processing and meta JavaScript. You need to come to the URLs that I give you. So you have this this URL, okay, releases. So in this URL, you will have the 3 type of files. According to your operative system, you will download the file that you need, as you can download the books. So at the end, you will have one of these files according to your operative system. So I will explain how it works for each one. I am using Linux. So if you are in Windows, you download the file, then you just have to uncompress the file, and then you will have this folder. Inside the folder, you will have one file that is only saying metaprocessing.bat, and 3 folders. One is metaprocessing, other is processing, and the last one is projects. Okay, so to run the program in Windows, after you unzip the file, then you just have to double click over this file. If you are in Mac, then you will have similar folder. You need to click over the file metaprocessing.command. Okay, there is an issue that if you are in Mac, you have to give permissions to open the file. So if it's not opening, you have to go to preferences and the security options, and then it will appear that you asking permission for meta processing. You say, yes, let me open, and then you will be able to open meta processing in Mac. And for Linux, is very similar to Windows. You will have one file. In this case, it's metaprocessing.sh. You double click. I like to run in terminal. In that way, the third window will be open. And when it's open, you will have this splash with like an animation of the name of the lab. You just close this window, and then meta processing will appear. Okay. Uh, I suggest to don't close this window. In Windows and in Mac, if you close this window, it will close meta processing. In Linux version, I can close this one without closing the the main window, but it's very good because in this window you will be able to have information of what is going on in the program. Okay, so this is like the introduction of how to install and how to open meta processing. I don't know if anyone already installed or have any problem, or if it's working. Please let me know um, if there is any question that you have in this step.
I'm only a few minutes away from the download finishing, and I'm on Mac OS. If anybody's having trouble with that operating system, I can look at it.
And you open it without problem, or is you are facing those problems?
No. It hasn't finished downloading yet, but it's just a zip file. It should be fine.
Okay, perfect. So yes, I will continue, but just let me know, and we can check what can happen. Okay. Okay, so let's come back to the presentation. So the next step is the interface and main functions. So I don't know how to hide this. It's just moving the presentation anyway. In meta processing, it's not like in the normal coding environments where you are typing, and if you want to make a new line, you press enter, and then you will have a new line. Okay, because here you are not typing. You just have to make click where is the word empty, yes, and then it will appear this window, and will offer you like all the instructions that you can use with the programming environment. So they are organized by categories. So you can choose any option of graphics, of properties, multimedia, mathematics, or the options for playing with Arduino or ESP boards. Also, you will have this advanced instruction to add native code. So if this one is meta processing, though, you will be able to add Java code or processing code there using that option. This is really important in the interface. In the bottom of the interface, you will have this gray rectangle. In this gray rectangle, you always will have information about how works every instruction. So you just have to place your mouse cursor over the instruction that you don't remember, that what does the first parameter, the second parameter, the third parameter. So you just move the mouse there, And in the bottom of this, the interface, you will have the information that then you know that the first parameter is the image name, the second parameter is the X position, the third parameter is the Y position, yes? So it's very nice that you always be checking down. That way you will have like a few clues how to use meta processing. To add a new line of code, as you are not typing, so enter will not work, you have to move the cursor of your mouse until the end of the instruction. If you just have empty, so you just move the cursor until the end of the word empty, and then will appear a green circle with a plus inside, and you press over that button, and then it will appear a new line. In this case, you can see there was two lines. I went with the mouse cursor to the end of the line. The green circle appear, I click, and then down you can see that there is the third line and says empty. So then you may click in empty and you will have all the categories and choose the instruction that you want to use. The same is for delete. Every line after appear the green circle. If you keep moving more to the right, your mouse cursor will appear a red circle. If you press there, then it will delete that line. Also, you will know that it's like for delete because also it draws a line over all the code lines. So then you will know that it will delete all that line. So you can see that doing click there, you have at the end only one line. Okay, so I don't know if you already have you already installed the software, but anyway, we will start to play with the meta processing. If you need later more explanations, please feel free to ask me. So I will open again. Okay. I will move this thing.
David, sorry to interrupt, but you're on mute.
So sorry. Yes. Okay. Now, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. So here you can see that you have these tabs, and every tab is to place code. So here you will be able to place the code for the mouse, for the keyboard, for the configuration. Normally we will use the tab of principal, main. So as I was saying before that you were not hearing me, if I move the mouse over the lines, you will be able to see here in the gray rectangle down all the information of the instructions, okay? If you want to run this code that is coming by default as example, you just have to come here to the button that is a triangle, and you can see that down in the rectangle down at the bottom of the screen, you will see run. So every time you move the mouse, it will give you the information, the name of each icon, okay, of the interface. Something that is very cool is that I can see this code in Hindi, and also all the interface immediately changed to Hindi. I can see the code in my language, in Spanish. I can see this code in Russian, yes. So let's keep working in English, but now you can see how it works. You just come here to this icon, that is the language icon, and then you will have like the 14 languages that you can use. Okay, so to run the code, you just play here, click here over the triangle. You will wait a few seconds, and then it will appear a new window. In this case, this code, the only thing he does is change the background from black to white slowly. Okay, so only with these two lines, you are doing that effect. If you have opened the terminal also, let me open here the terminal, you will see that every time I play the triangle, here you can see that it was executed the code. Okay, so it's a good way to know if it's working or not. Okay. So right now the idea is that we will make a new project. So we will use this icon, that is this one with the plus. If you press, a window will open, and then you can choose the name for your project. So I will say draw one, and I will say apply. And you can see that the top of the interface changed the name. Now it's saying draw one. So you can know now the name of your project. And you will have all the tabs with zero, with no instructions, only with empty, 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 empty. I will keep here in the principal tab, and I will press empty. And then I have all this in this new window, all the options. Let's start with the background. Let's change the background color. So I will come to the instruction background in the properties menu. I will have this window that I have this tool to select the color. Here you can see green and red, but maybe you want to select blue. So you can move this slider and change the colors that they are displaying in the tool. So let's say I want this blue here, and then I press select. Okay. Something very nice with this system is that in other programming languages, you have to know the RGB like a code, the hexadecimal code of your color. And if you see FF161EFD, it doesn't have any sense for any human. But here you can see a blue square. So it's showing you that hexadecimal number, which color represent. So it's very nice because then you know that the background will be blue, okay? Despite that, maybe you don't know what means the letters in hexadecimal, so it's quite nice. Now we can press play, and then you will have this window. This window will open, and you will have the background blue. Yes, this is not big advanced because processing already let you do this kind of things. So later we will see like a more differences. Meanwhile, I just want to show you like how to explore the different options. Now let's draw a line. So I will press here in the green button. You know, I come with the mouse and I move the mouse until the end, and then appear the green one. If I keep moving to my right, the mouse, then the red button will appear. Also, you can see that here in the first line, if you move close to the one, there will be a gray button also. This one is a new function that I just added 1 week ago, because I realized that you can add lines down, but sometimes you need to put a line before background, like oh, I forgot to make a comment, like to explain the code. So for that, you come here and press the green, and then you will move all the code down, and then you will have the option to put a new line in the top of the code. So I will delete this because we don't need it. So I will add a new line here after putting the background blue, and let's draw a line. So I will select here in the graphics category the line option, and then you can see there are 4 options. The first option is for X position of the first point. You know, to draw a line, you need 2 points, okay? And every point requires X and Y positions. So this is the X and Y of the first point, and the X and Y of the second point. So I will say that I want that this is starting the 50 in X, 15 in Y, the first point of the line, and the new point will be in the 500. I will say apply, and then you will see that all the instruction is like line, and you can see down that the first parameter is X for the 0.1, yeah, Y for the 0.1. Yes, so it's very nice. I will play this, and now you can see the line. The line is drawn. So great. But I don't like that blue line. Maybe I want the line in other color. So what I can do is add a new line before, and I will choose a property that is the line color. So I will choose the line color, and I will say I want that the line will be white. So I can use here this slider here in the top is to choose RGB colors. But if you want to use a grayscale color between a tone from black until white, then you have this other slider, and here appear the color that you are choosing. So you can go from black to gray to white. Okay, I will say select. So now I will run. I have background blue, line color white, and draw this line. So then you can see that it's drawing the line with white color over the blue background. Okay. I don't know if I am going so fast. Please let me know if you are following what I am trying to share with all you. But still, it's very basic. Let's play with other shapes. So I will draw a rectangle. In this case, I have also four parameters. The first 2 parameters is the position where I will draw the rectangle, and the other 2 is for the width and the height of the rectangle. Something that is important is that the rectangle always is drawn from the corner, the top corner, the left top corner of the rectangle, okay? So the reference is the corner, okay? The top corner. So let's say that I want to draw in the position 50-50, the same place where it's starting the line, or actually I can start from the end of the line. So 500, 500, it will be nice. 500, 500, 500, okay? And for the width, I will make a small square, so 100 pixels of width and 100 pixels of height. Apply, okay? So you can see that actually I'm not writing code. I am just selecting options in Windows. So I will play this code, and then the rectangle starts at the end of the line, okay? But if you can see now, the rectangle is also white. This is because we define here white. No, the rectangle have background and a line around the rectangle. So if I change the line color before drawing the rectangle, then it will be possible to see that. So I will put, I don't know, this kind of pink. So then you will be able to see that the line is white, and I don't know, because broadcasting it should be more pixelated. Here in my computer I can see the pink. Maybe you can see the difference. But let's change the background of the rectangle before drawing the rectangle. So I will choose the fill option here, the third one in properties. And I will say that I wanted the rectangle be green. Select. So I will run the code. So the line will be white. The border, because I delete that that line before. Now the border of the rectangle is possible to see, that is white, and the fill of the rectangle is green. So in the same way, you can keep doing experiments with the other shapes. You can draw a circle. So with the structure ellipse, you can do exactly as with the rectangle. There is one difference, and is that with the ellipse, the position is not in the corner, it's in the center of the ellipse, okay? So let's say that we want the ellipse in the position 700, 700, and 100 of width, and 150, because I don't want that will be a perfect circle. I will make like some kind of egg. So I will apply, and I will run this code. The ellipse will be green also. If I want that the ellipse will, the egg will be like this, then we have to invert the numbers, 150 here and 100 here. Apply. Okay. Also, you can see that as I defined before, green background, it will keep green background for all the shapes. So something that we have to be sure is that we choose the background before draw the shape. So in this case, if we don't want that the ellipse will be green, we should add instruction of fill. So let's say that it will be red. So the rectangle will be filled with green, and in this case, the ellipse will be filled with red. So let's run the code. So there you have. But I don't know, maybe I don't like that white line around the ellipse. or even around the square. So there is one instruction that you can use before drawing these shapes that you can add here. And it's saying that no border. In that way, you will not have that line around the shapes. So I will choose this option. I don't have to give any parameter. I am just saying don't draw the border in the shapes. So if I run again this code, then you will see that the square and the circle, now they don't have this white border, okay? I don't know if you already be able to download the software, if it's opening. I don't know if Andrew was able to download the software.
It works
It's
fine.
working? It's working? Okay, great.
David, I've managed to install everything, but now I'm having issues to run the program. So like I'm following along, I've created a background and a line and everything. And then when I click on the play button, nothing happens.
Okay, so you download the meta processing or meta JavaScript version?
I've downloaded both and I've started the meta processing one.
Okay, and you have the terminal and it's appearing messages every time you press the triangle.
Yeah.
But it's not opening the window.
No, it doesn't. And in my dock at the bottom, I'm on a Mac.
Yes.
In my dock at the bottom, there is a Java icon that appears and then disappears instantly.
Okay. So I guess you are having trouble with Java. In order to to continue, it will be more easy for you. I suggest that try with Meta JavaScript,
Okay.
and then all the code will run in your browser. So if you
Okay.
are facing problems in this moment with Java, I suggest try to use them because the interface is almost the same.
Mm.
Actually, I will stop here and I will show you how is Meta JavaScript. So in that way we can compare what we are having right now, and then I guess you will have less issues in Mac.
No problem. Thank you.
Okay, great.
Yeah, I've noticed too. So I'm on the same. We're both on Mac OS Mojave, so we have the same thing. I think you're right, David. It is a Java issue, not a problem with meta processing or Mac
Yes.
OS, because there's that weird thing where Oracle's versus Apple's version of
Yes.
Java is always out of sync, and so. But,
Yes.
But
Yes.
JavaScript on the other hand is much more portable.
Yes, but for in the way that we can practice, I guess it's more fast just shift to Meta JavaScript. So let's do it. Let's do
Cool.
it. I will now open my Meta JavaScript. So it's very similar to open Meta JavaScript than Meta processing. I like to run with terminal. So there you have the splash, close the splash. Great. Meta JavaScript by default, it will open this example. This gives you more interaction, so it will be more nice. If you play in the triangle, what will happen is that it's running in your browser. And if you move the mouse, then you can see that there is a line, circle, and square that they move following your mouse, okay? So I hope if you, Clemens can open Meta JavaScript and try the this first sketch, example sketch, and I hope it will work.
I'm trying, but weirdly enough, it is trying to open Java for some reason.
Even with Meta JavaScript.
Yeah.
The point is that Meta JavaScript, it's also developed using processing. So actually is Java behind.
Okay.
So I would like to see the error, because in that way I can have more information to give you a few clues. When I use this software with my students that also have Mac, sometimes they have issues, but I guess right now I don't have enough information to tell you what is happening.
I'm trying to, sorry, I closed the example one. I just reopened one, which is a background. What's the best way to show you what's going on?
In the window, this, I don't know if in when I try on Mac, it was like a white window. I don't know if in all the Macs are the same. You will have this kind of information when you click in run in execute the code. You are having that information?
I do.
Okay. But it's not open in the browser.
No. I do have errors at the bottom though. I guess let me just maybe put that in the chat. It's only a long message, sorry. Okay.
Andrew, do you think that maybe if she reinstall Java, it will maybe help her to solve the problem?
I'm not sure if restarting Java is the issue so much as making sure that the version that's installed is the correct one, that would be a matter of going to your system preferences, and like it's usually down near the bottom left, the Java icon. And off the top of my head, I don't remember the exact steps to update your Mac OS Java, but it's yeah. Sorry, I wish I could give a walkthrough, but
yes, because actually what I was trying when I make the packages, the package of meta processing is that the Java is included. So actually this problem shouldn't be happening. So I am not sure what is going on.
Andrew, are you having the same issues?
I'm still opening meta JavaScript. I opened meta processing and it seemed to work properly. It did take a long time for it to start up, but once it did,
yes.
It was the play button worked fine.
So I don't know if we keep going and
yeah, sure.
yes, because
I'll follow along. It's fine. Don't worry.
I guess maybe at the end we can check and try to solve, see which is going on. Yes. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so if I open meta processing and meta JavaScript at the same time, you will see that both have like a very similar interface. Okay. The only difference between meta JavaScript and meta processing is that you have these two icons. With this icon, you can generate a QR code of this project. So you can see now there is this image. Also down you have the HTTP URL, like with the IP address and the port and the name of this project. And if I scan this code in my phone, okay, I open my QR code scanner here. So I will scan this code. It will appear like the same URL, like a 192 dot blah, blah, blah. I open this in my browser, and then I have the meta JavaScript sketch running in my phone, okay? But my phone and my computer are connected to the same router, okay? If I am using the internet plan of my phone, then the IP address will be not matched because they will be in different networks. So you have to be sure that you are using the same Wi-Fi connection, your phone and your computer, and in that way you will be able to see the sketch not running in the browser or in your computer. Instead, you will see running in your browser in your phone, okay? So this is a good thing with Meta JavaScript because all the code is JavaScript. So phones that they have like updated web browsers that can run JavaScript, then it will be like an app that you don't have to install. You just scan the code and then you will run the code in your phone. And almost all the options will work like a very smoothly, and like almost you will have the same experience as in the screen of your computer. The only situation is like the size of your screen, so it will look different. In the computer, you can see like a more information. But anyway, you can develop apps with this radio of size of the screen, so it will be very nice if you want to develop like a mobile apps. And the other icon is this called refresh. The idea is that you scan the code only one time, okay? Because you already have the URL in your phone. So to don't keep scanning the code again and again, you just refresh the server, and then you refresh the app in your phone, the URL, and you will have the updates. So you modify the code, refresh, and then you have the option to see the changes in your phone, only refreshing your browser. So that's why it's that that icon. Or if you want always to scan the code, every time you scan the code, he refreshes the server. Because what is making Meta JavaScript is creating like a small web server in your computer, and you are accessing from your phone to that web server, okay? So this is the only difference. Almost all the instructions in meta processing and meta JavaScript are the same. There is only one difference. I will show you both options here. In that way, you will be able to see both. So both have the graphics, the properties, the multimedia options, and the mathematics. Even the Arduino are the same. But in Meta JavaScript, you will have the option to use hyperlink. That way you can, like if you make click with the mouse, go to Google or go to any website, you can make a hyperlink. And also you can use the parameters in the URL, especially if you want to develop apps that one app speak with the other app. So you can send messages using the URL path. So this is like for more advanced, like and it's possible only in this HTML environment. So these two lines are the only different. The other options are the same. So for me, the version of meta processing is more stable. So I would like to come back to metaprocessing. I will close meta JavaScript. So you can see that whatever I explain in metaprocessing is exactly the same in meta JavaScript. In this one, when I run the app, it's opening a window as an app for your computer according to your operative system. So even if you want to export the app, you have this icon here, and it will let you export binary. So it's very nice if you like the result you get in your code, then you can share with other people the app. We have these other buttons here. This one with like a folder with a magnified lens. That is the data icon. If you do click, you will open the data folder. Every project has this data folder. The idea is that in the data folder you can place the pictures, the sounds, like the videos, the external material that you want to add to your project. So if you press this button, you will open that folder, and you will be able to place the files. Also, this is the structure of the project. So I want to show you here. If I say export, then appear this new folder that is called app. Okay, so here it will be your binary app. So you just have to share, if you want to share your creation with your friends, you just have to share this folder. And in Windows there will be a exe file, or in Mac it will be also a binary application. So it's very nice, because then you will have like your own distribution of the software that you created. There is one button that I didn't say, but it's very important. That is this one, the floppy disk, that is for save. If I am making changes before close metaprocessing or meta JavaScript, please click here, because if you don't press save, you will lose all your changes. Okay. And the last icon in this introduction is the settings. So you can open here your configuration window. You can decide if you want to see your code as a window, or you can see the code full screen. You can decide the speed if you are making an animation, how many frames per second you want to use. You can check if there is a new version of processing. So here is showing you which is the last version published. So if someone have old version of processing, they will have a different name here and different name here. Here both are the same, is because this is the last version and it's checking in internet and it's the last version. If you realize that your version is old and you want to download the new version, then you can press here where it says website, and it will take you to the website, and then you can download the new version. This one is very useful later when we will be playing with the Arduino. This will let you to choose the port of your Arduino. In that way, you be sure that here is your Arduino port. With the plus and minus, you can choose different ports in your computer until you find which is the port of your Arduino. Or if you are using an ESP board, yes, this one for Internet of Things, then you just need the IP address of the board. So you will place the IP address here. Okay, so we will use this later, but it's good that you know that all these options are there. Later I will show you this one, that this one is for variables. So in the next topic, we will check this. So until now, what we did is that we use the background, we draw line, we draw a square, and we draw a circle. And we change the colors and the color of the line, the border of the shapes, and now I would like to show you like how you can make more interactive these things that you are drawing, okay? Because until now everything is dead. So now we will make only one very small experiment. We will draw a line, okay? Let's say that we will draw the line from the corner of the screen. So the position 0. Line, the position 0. Oh, what is going on here? It's not letting me write. Let me close. I will open it again. So let's draw a line here, 0, and here 0, okay? So it will start from the corner, left top corner of the screen. But now we will not put here a static number. We will use a system variable. In this case, we will ask the position in the X and the Y axis of your mouse. So we will click here in the button that says VR, and then it will show you all the system variables. Which we want to use right now is this one that says mouse X, and I will choose here also mouse Y, and I will say apply. So what I am saying is we will draw a line from the position 0, 0 until the position where is the mouse, okay? The position X and Y of the mouse. If I run this code, then you will see that it's giving this beautiful like a result. Is because we are not cleaning the background, and we can see every line that is getting drawn every time I am moving the mouse. Yes. So now the code starts to be more interactive, and it's only one line of code, okay? Maybe I don't want that the lines be black. So what I can do is before this line, I will select a color, maybe line color, I will choose blue, select. So before draw the line, it will be blue. I will run again the code. So now you will have like a different result. There is also a way that we can make that the color be random, and in that way you will have like a different lines with different colors. This will be like a more advanced. We can try to do it later. So now what I want to show you is how to create variables. And with these variables, we will make our own first animation. Okay, so let's create a new project. Animation new. Okay. So what we will do is create we will reserve in the memory a space, and in that space we will put in like values that will be able to change on the time that you are running the program. So for create a variable, you come here to the plus button that is beside this icon with the V, that is for variables. So if I press the plus button, it will ask me the name of the variable that we want to create. So I will create, I don't know, X, because no, Y. I will start with Y. Apply. So if we want to see if it's created, I can come here to the V icon, variables, and now you can see that is the Y, the variable I created. This one here, you are like they are always there, okay? And they are great because they are like always there when you are running meta processing. But these ones that they appear in white color is the variables that you create by your own, okay? So there is the Y variable that I just created. If you want that this variable start with the specific number, you can choose that, to click, and then say with which value it will start. By default, every variable will start with 0, but let's say 10. So I will start that variable in 10. I will say apply. Okay, but nothing is happening. Even if I run this code, nothing is happening because I just create a variable. It's nothing there, okay? What I will do is I will draw a rectangle, and I will say that this rectangle will be in the position 50 in X, but in Y, I will, instead of place a number here, I will choose that variable. So I will choose Y, okay? Here is a mistake, and the size of the square, I don't know, it will be 100 pixels by 100 pixels, okay? So if I run this code, you can see that now the value in the Y axis is a variable. So I will run the code, and it will be not moving, but it will be in the 10 position. If I change the value of this variable, I will change, instead of 10, I will say 500. Apply. I will run the code. Then you will be able to see that the square is moving according that number that I assigned to that variable. But the magic will happen here. If I make a mathematical operation, I will add a new line, and for first time we will use the math. And what I will do is I will add a value to that variable. So I will come here to the mathematics. I will choose the option add. The variable is Y, and I will say that whatever is in that variable, add 1. And I will say apply. If we run this code, every time this code is repeating and repeating and repeating, it will be around 60 times per second. So if we run this code, you will be able to see that it's moving pixel by pixel because we are changing the position of the square, because the variable is every cycle increasing in 1. If I want that the movement of the rectangle be faster, I can change this one for a bigger number. So let's try with 2. Apply. So then the square will move faster. Okay. Also maybe I want that it will start from the top. So what I can do is change the initial value of the variable. So instead of 500, I will choose 0. And then I will run this code. So it will start to appear from 0. I will increase the numbers. But if you can see, the problem is that you are having this like a shadow that is leaving the square because you are not removing, like cleaning the screen. So something that we can do here in this point to make it more similar to an animation is to, before to draw the rectangle, erase all the screen. So we will add a instruction here of background. And let's say that the background is green. Yes. Select. I will run. So then it will not leave this shadow behind. It's only moving. Okay. So I would like to give you a few times if you want to do the experiment, and please let me know if it's working. This, as I told you, this is a very experimental software. Still, there are a lot of bugs that we need to fix. I hope be able to check which is happening in Mac. I don't have a Mac computer, so for me sometimes it's quite hard to make the experiments. So I don't know if you already are able to draw things in your screen, and if I make myself clear about the steps that you have to follow to create this animation, feel free to ask. I don't know if you are ready. I can keep the topic. Okay, no questions. The next topic was, okay, we already saw the variables and the animation. Now let's see the next topic, that is inputs. Okay, so the idea is to, because these programs we are making here, we are like just watching something happen there, but the idea is to interact. So I will show you how to interact with your mouse and your keyboard. So let's create a new, let's create a new project, and this will be mouse new, apply. So until now we have been using only code here in the principal tab. Now we should press in the mouse tab. You can see that whenever you press the tab, change the color of the background. So the idea is that all the code that we will add here will run in the moment that any mouse button, doesn't matter if it's the left, the right, or the center, any mouse button you press, it will execute the code that will be in this tab. So let's say that whenever we press the mouse, we will change the background to red. Okay, so I just, yes, Andrew.
Oh no, I can see now what that is. Is that the mouse and keyboard tabs are the callbacks.
Exactly.
For the event, for mouse and keyboard activity. Okay.
Yes, in processing, you have to make functions to create the code. So you have the setup, you have the draw, and you have the mouse press it and key press it, okay? And you have to use brackets to open and close. So with meta processing, you avoid to create these functions because by default, they are already created. you just have to add code inside. So it's also making you faster to develop the code, because you just forget these small details and just start to add the lines. So yes, actually it's an abstraction of these functions, these callbacks to these functions that interrupt the execution of the code if you press the mouse or if you press the keyboard. Yes, it's like that. So right now we are just using any button. Okay, if I execute this code, then the window will open, and if I press any button, can be the right, the left, the center, it will get red. Okay, the problem is that once it's red, it will stay red. So let's use keyword also, and I will change the background color with the keyword. So I will say that if I press any key of the keyword, the background will be green. Okay, so I will select this one. So mouse, if I press the mouse, will be red. If I press the keyword, it will be green. Okay, I will execute this. So red, green, red, green. I am using my keyword and my mouse. Okay, so now it's more interactive, the code. Okay, it still is not so advanced, but at least I know that my mouse is working and my keyboard is working. Okay, there is another topic that we need to talk about. This is the topic 8, that is the conditionals. Okay, because if we want to know if we are pressing a special key in the keyboard or a special mouse, then we need to use this structure that they are conditionals. Okay, so to create a condition in conditionals in metaprocessing, you have to add a new line, and in these categories you will have this one that is there are the structures. So you can add if structure or for structure. In this case, for the conditions, you need to add if structure. Okay, and you will have this window. The idea in the condition is that you have one value that you are comparing with other value. Okay, so what we will do right now is that we will compare, in this case, the last button that I press in the mouse. So we will check here this variable. We will click here, and you have a variable called click. This variable is always recording which was the last button that you press. Okay, so I choose that one. So I will say that if click is equal, and then I have this character, this icon that is with a C, that is character. So I will click here, and any character that I press from the keyword, let's say A. Sorry. We are with mouse. This is later. This is the next explanation. Now we will use the mouse. So as we will use the mouse, we have this icon that is the mouse. So if I click here with the left, with the center, or the right button, it will appear a number here. So if I press left, it will be 37. If I press center, it will be 3. And if I press right, it will be 39. So that is the value of each button if it's pressed. Okay, so let's say that I want to use the left button, so 37. So whenever I click and the click is 37, so this will be my condition. Okay, so 37 is not giving me any information. It's nothing for me, but whenever you add the line, you will have this information. It's saying left, so you know that this click is to check if the left button of the mouse was pressed. Okay, now when you are using the if structure, it will change a little bit how to add a new instruction, because when you move the mouse, then there will be not this green button. It will be this diamond, blue diamond with a plus inside. This is because you will make a new line inside that if structure. So I will make click here, and this line is inside that structure, that is the if. So in this case, the line 3 will execute only in the case that this line 2 is true. If the click is left, then it will execute this. So I will put here the background red. So if I press left, it will be red. I will delete this one here. So if I click left, the background will be red. If I want to make more things, I will press in the blue diamond, but no, I want like a new line outside the if. So I will keep moving the mouse. No, I don't want to delete. I keep moving the mouse to the right, and then the green button appears. So I will click here, and now this instruction is outside the if. Now I will make another if, and I will select again the click. If the click is with the left, I will apply, and then I will say that the background is green. Perfect. So in this code, whenever I press the button of the mouse, he will execute this, and he will check if I press left, background will be red. If I press right, the background will be green. So I will execute, and I hope it will work. Red, green, red, green. Yes, it's working. Okay. So now we learned something else, and it's how to use conditions. In this way, we are checking if the click that I did in the mouse, what was left or right. The same can happen with the keyword. So instead of, I will delete this, instead of that any key of the keyword change the background, I will say that I need that you press a specific letter. So we will use if again, if, but instead of click, we will use the variable key. That is the last key that you press. It will be equal to the character that I will choose. So that I have to press here in the C, and press any character in my keyword. I will say A. So I will say apply. So if I press the key A, what I will do, and then I will add here background, and let's say that it will be like a pink. Okay. So now if I press the key A, background will be pink. If the mouse I press left is red, right is green. So 3 colors now. Let's check. So red, green, and pink. Red, green, pink, pink, red, green, red. So so we have seen a lot of things now. How to use the mouse, how to use the keyword, how to use conditions. Now, the next topic, it's how to use multimedia instructions. So in the multimedia instructions that we have here in processing, the meta processing, I will create a new project. So let's play first with Node. Let's play nodes. Okay, so I will create this project. And what I will do is that if I press the mouse, I would like to hear something. So I will remove my microphone, in that way you will be able to hear. So I will come here to the mouse tab, and I will add an instruction of multimedia, and you have three. One is to play a note, another is to play a sound, and another is to play a video. The sound can be a WAV file or MP3 file. The play note is like if you are playing a keyword. So I will choose this one, play note, and you will have this window. In this window, you can select the note and the octave of the note. So I can choose C8, for instance, apply. So in this case, any moment I press any button of the mouse, it will execute that line that is play that note, okay? So I hope you can hear. I will check if I have enough. Anyway, let's play. So it's open, nothing is happening. I will press my mouse. I don't know if you are able to hear. Okay, great. If I try to do this in processing, it will take a lot of code. Andrew.
C8's a pretty high pitch. Okay, it's way up.
I will change it. I will change it. So I will come here. You click here, and I will make more beautiful, like a less high pitch. So I will choose B. Okay. So, and more like here, like a really
full and long.
Yes. So let's try again. Let's play. And let's go. It's not giving me enough strong. I think it's because it's really down. So I will put at least one to be able to hear. One. Yes, it's really down. It's really down. Even for me, it's really hard to hear. So I will increase a little bit more.
So is it just playing a sine wave?
Yes.
Okay, then yeah, if there's no overtones, we wouldn't. It's way harder to hear the bass frequency.
Yes.
But I mean, my laptop speakers are tiny anyways.
Yes, but let's play this other one. It's playing really down. Anyway, here in meta processing, you can check a very beautiful example. That is this one called piano colors note. And in this one is more advanced code, of course. And you can use your keyboard with the letters A, S, D, F, G, H, J. And every time you press these letters, you will have a different background color, and a different note will play, and it will give you a text in the screen telling you which note you play. So let's check if this one works better. Yes. I hope you can hear this one. Yes. So if you want to play with this kind of nodes in processing, it will take more code. This one is like an abstraction of many lines of coding. Yes. Of course, in processing, you will be able to change parameters like the duration of the node, like the pitch, a lot of things. But sometimes you just want to play notes like a small keyword. So this is good only to like a prototype. The next option that you can use is to play a MP3 or WAV file. So there is also a good example here in the projects folder. This one is Sonido Ratón, is this one. So in this one, you just have to add one line. It's very easy. It's I will do it from the beginning. If you have a new project, you just choose the mouse tab and add the instruction sound. It will appear one window only with one parameter, that is the file that you want to play. So if you do click in select, then it will open the data folder. So it requires that you in the data folder have the file before. I will choose this WAV file, open. So I say apply. So that is the instruction. I just want that you play this mellow WAV file if I press any button of the mouse. Okay, so I do click here. And if I press my mouse, that sounds loud. Okay, so notes, sound, even the sound in processing also require a lot of lines. This one is one line and you can play a WAV of MP3 file. And the last one is video. So we can try opening the example of video. That is this one, video test. And video test, you can have background or not. And the instruction video require 3 parameters: the file, that in this case is this WMVV file, and the position where you want to play the video. In this case, I am using the position of my mouse in X and the position in Y of my mouse. So I will execute this code. And if I move my mouse, the video is playing, following the, but if I don't want that the video is moving around, I just want that the video be in a fixed position, I just change here, I don't know, 50-50 value, apply, and then it's not moving. Okay. Something that is a good experiment with this project. I will open it again to. Is that don't remove the background, don't clean the background. Just play the video without removing the background, and then you will have this beautiful effect. That is leaving like the background, the last frame of the video. So the same in processing, to play a video, it will require more lines of code. This is like making simple the process. Okay, we are almost done with the topics. The next 2 topics are those who take more time. So I hope time will be enough. In the next topics, the idea is to check how to use Arduino with meta processing and meta JavaScript. Okay, so in this case, I have here my Arduino. Okay, so I just want to say a few things before. The idea is that you have your board. The board, you will plug the board by USB wire, and there is one step that you need to do first. in order to use Arduino with metaprocessing, and is that you will need to download the Arduino IDE environment, and load in the board the Firmata library, the standard example. And this will be like the first step, like the requirement to use it. You just do it one time, and then you just leave it that, and no more steps, additional steps. There is one thing, if you are using Meta JavaScript to play with the Arduino, is that in order to don't use Node.js and Johnny 5 to establish this communication between JavaScript and the Arduino, you just have to keep open metaprocessing, and metaprocessing will be the host. In that way, you don't need to install Node.js or Johnny 5. Only keep open the metaprocessing, meta JavaScript. Whenever you play, then the browser will open, but keep in the background metaprocessing. If you close metaprocessing, or sorry, meta JavaScript, then the program will fail, because meta JavaScript will be like the bridge between your app in the browser and your Arduino. Okay. So the instructions that you can use with their meta JavaScript of metaprocessing is you can make digital output, digital input, analog input, and control servo. That is what you can do until now. So in order to use Arduino with metaprocessing, I suggest that you check the page 69 of the book. I have the book here. So I want to show you something here in the book. So in the metaprocessing book, on the page 69, page 69, yes. In the page 69 is where you will find the explanation of how to use your Arduino. So here is like the step-by-step how to install the Firmata library in your Arduino board, like every step in Arduino. I can do it here. I will plug now my Arduino here. I will open my Arduino IDE. It's just that I want to let you know that everything is in the book. So maybe later you want to do it. Okay. So the first step is that you have to come to tools, okay? And be sure that your board is the right board. I am using here an Arduino Uno. So I have to choose Arduino Uno here in my board. I have to select the port. In this case, is this one, the TTYACM0. So those are the two steps that you have to be sure before. Select the board, select the port, and then you have to come here to the examples and check the Firmata. If you don't have Firmata, you will need to install the Firmata library. To install the Firmata library, you can come here to include library in this option in the sketch. include library, manage libraries, and then you will type Firmata if you don't have it. As I was checking, it's included already in the distributions of Arduino, but maybe you have an old version, whatever. I am just, if you require to install it again, so here you can install, just type Firmata, and then you will get here the Firmata, and you just press install, or if you want to have a updated version, so you can update here. Anyway, I already have my Firmata library, so I just come here to the examples. I go to the examples of the Firmata and select standard Firmata. Okay, so this is the standard Firmata. I will upload the code to my Arduino. It's loading. Okay, done uploading. So now it has the Firmata. Okay, great. So now I can close the Arduino. This is an important step. Be sure that before you use meta processing or meta JavaScript, you are sure that you close Arduino, because if you left Arduino open, it will make problems and will not let you make the communication. Okay, so now that my Arduino is closed, I will come to my my meta processing. I will make a new project. My new project will be, I don't know, Arduino test. Apply. So all the Arduino boards have one LID included in the board that is connected to the 13 terminal of the Arduino. So what I will do is that whenever I press any button of the mouse, I will turn on that LID. So I will show you right now that LID is off. It's just right here, it's off. Only this one is on, but this one is off. Okay. So you just have to add the line of Arduino. Here, sometimes you can get confused because both are with the same name, but those that say IoT controller app, it's for, these are for the ESP. So be sure that you are using the Arduino instructions. So I will select the digital output instruction, and in the window appear the 13 terminals of the Arduino, and I just have to make click in the terminal I want to use. In this case, the 13, that the LID is in that terminal. One means that it's on. If I click again, it will be 0. It will be off, on, off, on, off. So I want to put on the terminal 13, apply. So here, with any mouse button that I press, this LID will get on, okay? So I hope it will work. You will see, but I will be not able to see maybe, but anyway. I hope I will see also. So I will run the code. Still I am not making click. I will wait that it loads, okay? Now it's not blinking, so it means that it's ready. And I will press my mouse. And now the LID is on, okay? The problem is that it will keep on, okay? So I have to be sure that I will turn off. So with the mouse, I will turn on, and I will copy this line, Control C. I come to keyword, Control UV. And instead of 1, I will say 0, apply. So with the mouse, I will make on the LID. With the keyword, I will turn off, okay? So I will reset my Arduino. I will run the code. I will show you. Okay, it's ready. So mouse, keyword, mouse, keyword, mouse, keyword, okay? So In the same way, we'll work the other instructions. So let's move the servo. Okay, I have to this Arduino plug this servo. Okay, so there is this servo. This servo is connected to the terminal 7 in the Arduino. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but anyway, terminal 7, it's the servo motor. So I will use this code. So I will add instruction of servo. So we already know that the servo is in the 7, so I will select the 7 terminal and the angle where I want that it moves. So I will say that with this one it will be 0 angle, and in the keyword the servo in the pin 7 it will be 180. So I will move from one side to the other side the servo. So let's check if it's working. Let's check if, I hope. So let's play. I will execute the code and mouse. Okay, it moves a little bit. Now keyword, mouse, keyword, mouse, and you can see that the LID is also turning on and off. Yes. So if you try to do this kind of things with processing, you can use processing to interact with Arduino using the fermata, but you will require also more instructions. So this one really simplified the process, and maybe not for you that you speak English, but for people like me that our main language is not English, it's very nice when you can code in your own language. So Arduino processing and almost 99% of the programming languages are in English. So it's nice to have a tool that lets you code in your own language. So this is giving you like a lot of creative opportunities to interact with the hardware, with the web browser, like using only one environment. That in this case, yes, meta processing and meta JavaScript are two different software, but the instructions, the set of instructions are the same. So here we can check the last topic, that is how to use the ESP board with meta processing and meta JavaScript. Unfortunately, I will be not able to make the demonstration, and I will explain you why. So that's why I need to show you this image and explain you how it works. The idea with the ESP board is that you will be connected to internet, okay? But until now, because I am facing problems to make the my computer go to a external IP. I don't know how still to do that, because my router give me trouble anyway. So the way I try to face the problem is that I make the ESP as a Wi-Fi hotspot. So it's like a small router. So I load a software here that is called the IoT controller app. That here you can see this is the URL of this software. I will share chat. In the chat, I shared the URL. You can download that code, this Arduino code load the code in the board, and now the board will be a hot spot. Okay. So whenever you give electricity to the ISP, you will be able to see this as a router. So you need to use your computer and get connected to the ISP. So it will be a local connection. Okay. So the ESP will be not able to provide you internet, but it will be point-to-point communication. Okay, but at least it will be wireless. So the point with this kind of experiment is how to make control wirelessly using the ESP. By default, the address, the IP address, it will be this one, 192.168.4.1. So you don't have to worry for that IP address. The meta JavaScript and meta processing by default, they are attached to that IP address. So you just have to establish the link. If I try to do this, then I will be without the internet, so I will be not able to show you. Anyway, so the idea is that it will be established the communication, and then you will be not with internet, but you will be able to use exactly the same we were using the instructions with Arduino over the ESP. So if you say turn on the light in the terminal 7, so it will be on, off, the same with the servo, the same with the digital input, with the analog input. So the only situation is that meanwhile, because as I told you, this is a under construction project, it's only local point-to-point communication. I don't know if there is any question. I hope I was able to make you all understand what I'm trying to say. Thank you so much. I hope you like it. And this is my email if you have questions. I would like to say to Clemens that will be very nice if you can send me by email screenshots of the failure of your installation of meta processing and meta JavaScript. That way I can study and check what is going on and try to reproduce the mistake and try to check how to solve the problem. And so that's it. I don't know. Thank you very much.
Let's see, David. So it looks like you have one question in the chat.
Okay. The email is this one. I don't have Facebook, so you can contact me through this email, and I hope help you if you are facing problems making work the software. And thank you to be here.
Thank you. I found it very interesting that the multi-language support in meta processing is very, very cool, but that was not what you were demonstrating today. You've you made it easier to learn and get started with programming in general.
Yes.
It clears barriers to entry for beginners in processing, even as a native English speaker. So
Python, whatever. Yes. But actually, the main concern with this project is for people who their native language is not English, and coding get like an abstraction because you are not thinking in your own language. You have to think in others' language because all the instructions are in English. So it's not so transparent, the process of coding. If you or you are native English, so coding is almost like a speaking. For us, it's not a speaking. For us, it's like a making abstraction of all the instructions. So if you have a tool that lets you write code in the language that you think, and make you easier the process of learning coding.
I would also imagine even if you could learn the few keywords and syntax like if statements, for instance, you would still not be able to understand any of the comments. And so,
but you can add comments here.
oh no, I understand. But if
Yes.
if you're trying to read someone else's code,
Yes.
that's yet another.
But sometimes when you are learning code, especially the first days, you don't remember which means every parameter. So the tool at least help you remembering, oh, the first one is X, the second one is Y, like a, so yes, but when the projects get really complex, even if you have that information, will be not enough to know what is happening in the code. Yes. So I don't know if we have more questions or comments.
So we had an earlier question from Sebastian. Do you have some examples of what you used metaprocessing to do? What's the most interesting / complex projects you have done?
Actually, until now, the examples are inside the distribution. So if you check the metaprocessing or meta JavaScript folder of projects, that is what I have done until now. Okay, because it's a really new tool, and we don't have users still. So I have been doing experiments with my students, but my students are only like repeating these kind of examples, like to draw, to play a sound. So still we don't have really complex projects because it's really new tool, and we don't have still enough users. So I guess from all these examples, the most advanced is the Arduino project that show you how to use the potentiometer, the servo motor, the digital input, like all the things mixed in only one project. I guess that one is the there is one very beautiful that it will be nice to show you. That is the mouse game that is in the examples, mouse game. These mouse game are only 8 lines of code plus 3 in the mouse tab. So totally 11 lines of code. And here you will have green squares that appear randomly. And I will remove the microphone. So the idea is that with the mouse, you have to remove the green squares, and every time you press, it will make a sound. So the idea is that don't let your screen get full green. Sometimes it's easy, but sometimes it's not so easy. So if you try to make this kind of project in other programming languages, you will be not able to do it in 11 lines. So until now, that is the most advanced projects we have done, because obviously my time I am focusing is in the software, in the interface, fixing the bugs. So I don't have enough time to do experiments with the software. So I am trying to share with all you and trying to find more users and maybe create a community that can share more advanced projects. So Christina, do you think that there are more questions or? Ah, great. Clemens show here the failure. I know which is your mistake, Clemens. You copy paste this. I didn't check the chat before, and you know what is your mistake? Is because this is something that I have to fix. This is a book that I found just a few days ago. If you create a project and in the name you leave a space, it will not work. So you have here draw space one, and that is making the so you should save the project draw one without the space, and then it will work. That is a common mistake that still I didn't fix. I have to work on that. So,
All right, thank you, David, so much for your time. Thank you, everyone, for joining, and
okay.
Andrew, especially for all of the help.
Yeah, great to be here. Thank you, David.
Yes, thank you to all of you and for your time, and I am so happy that you heard me. Thank you so much.